what exactly are B-rolls and how do you utilize them to improve your videos and make them really stand out? We'll sit back and find out because we're starting right now. Hey everyone, what is up? This is Tim of the People's Bookkeeper, where we always hit the mark. Make your mark in business too and share it on YouTube. Do that by subscribing now and turning on the bell notification. So if you're unfamiliar with B-rolls and what function they serve for your videos, then you've definitely come to the right place. You see, B-rolls are clips and images and overlays on your video that can really enhance the quality of your video as you're telling your story. For example, if I'm talking about video equipment and cameras like right now, you're seeing a nice clip on the screen that shows you exactly what I am talking about. This combination of verbal with the visual makes your video far more interesting and exciting than if I simply sat there talking to you for 10 minutes and you only ever saw my face. It really wouldn't be that exciting or engaging for you as the viewer. B-rolls can also add in amazing cinematic sequences along with great music and fantastic sound effects that are really going to enhance the quality of what you're trying to do. This is going to allow you to take your video to the next level and really make it more engaging for your audience. Now, I have a really good friend who's an expert at creating B-rolls on his own channel, and I asked him to speak to you today to share his best tips and most valuable practices to help you learn what goes into making a great B-roll shot. So without further ado, here's my friend Lewis from the Outbursts to share his best tips with you and help you with your own B-roll footage. Over to you, Lewis.
Hi Tim, thanks for having me on today's video, that's much appreciated once again. And hello guys, how are we all doing? My name's Lewis Watson and I run a channel called the Outbursts. And I love making B-rolls when I'm exploring or making vlogs, you know. So B-rolls, I'd like to talk to you guys today about B-rolls and how to make your B-rolls stand out from the story itself. Because I think a lot of people get confused about B-rolls. What is a B-roll? You're enriching your story within a time period. You know, between 10 to 15 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. But if you're making a longer B-roll, you need to know how B-rolls work for it to stand out, especially at 30 seconds long. So you're really emphasising a subject. You're making this happen within a short period of time. And you can also use B-rolls to just transition to the next again part of your story. You don't need to just transition. And you can also use B-rolls and then to take you just to the next again scene, you know. But you can also use transitions within B-rolls as well. If you've got a tripod, then you're sorted. Or even this little bad boy. For £50 off Amazon, the little electric and/or dolly, she's built my B-rolls. She creates cinematic motion, and this is one thing you guys will really need. To make good B-rolls, you don't want shaky footage, it's horrible, it just doesn't stand out. So when you're practicing making B-rolls, I really do suggest spending a lot of time practicing it and getting the hang of doing tripod hacks, learning cinematic motion. You don't need expensive equipment to do any of this, you really don't. I'm simply using one tripod and the electric and/or dolly. And both of these have created all my stories, all my vlogs, all my videos that I've made on YouTube is just within a tripod and the and/or dolly. And a smartphone. I don't use cameras. Like I say, you don't need expensive equipment to make all of this stuff. It's just the understanding how camera works and how videos work and how you lay them out and how you put it together. So B-rolls. So if you're wanting to make a short B-roll, a very small B-roll, something that's just emphasising that subject very quickly, you know, within 10 seconds, or the best B-rolls can be 5 seconds, which could be 4 or 5 clips, just boom. You're sitting there all day because it's very tricky trying to get, right, where is this going to go, and then where is this going to go, what am I going to transition here, how am I going to make this clip. It's a lot of work, you know, it really is, it's really difficult. But like I say, you can practice this very quickly, you just need to spend a lot of time just practicing B-rolls. So it's kind of like your typical cinematic vlog sequences. That's what B-rolls are like. So yes, camera work is definitely essential for B-rolls or making videos itself. And having a great eye for details, paying attention to little details is a must as well. Because how you create your clips with each camera movement, how you work your camera for each clip is very important. And I know it sounds like hard work for paying attention to each little thing on each little clip, but this does create a good B-roll. You really want the sound effects to stand out. You know, the sound of a knife chopping an apple, even bringing that sound in before it happens. They call that a J-cut, bringing the audio back before you can vision that yourself. So it's giving a nice sharp edge and making you sit on the edge of your seat, because it's how you bring your video to life. Sound effects and where you place them, how you really put it all together, as I say. Straight cuts in B-rolls, so maybe just 4 or 5 clips, me standing here, there, here, hey, you know, something like this. An immediate stop with a hey, depending on what your B-roll is, what your story is. It really depends on what you're emphasising. You need to make sure that on your story that you're emphasising the correct thing and you're not out of your storyline, you know. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed my B-roll talk today, and I hope this helps you develop your B-rolls. So I'm going to hand this back over to Tim, and thanks for having me on today's video again, Tim. It's much appreciated, and I hope this helps anyone as well develop their B-rolls. So thanks guys, I shall see you again until next time.
Lewis, I want to thank you so much for sharing your best tips with us today and showing us some fantastic B-rolls within your own clip as well. I'm truly grateful for your time, and it's really clear to see in your video clip that you're an expert at creating these fantastic B-rolls that really tell a story. So you can see that Lewis used some great B-rolls to really enhance the tips that he was sharing with us today. It made for a far more engaging experience for the viewer, and that keeps you watching and interested in the story that's being shared. Let's say that Lewis had just used a plain background and really hadn't interacted with you much in the video. It would keep you so uninterested that it's likely you would click away very fast from the video. This of course could impact your session time and watch time, and it could really hamper the growth of your channel for the long term. But because he made it really punchy and fun and interesting, all of you are still now watching to this point. Keep in mind that when you're starting out making your B-rolls, it is challenging and it does take some skill to master, like anything. But as you continue to develop your skills in this area, you're going to start to see that it really does get easier, and it starts to make your videos better and better. There's nothing quite as awesome as being able to shoot your own B-roll footage and add it into your video to truly turn it into a piece of art. I'd like to say thanks again, Lewis. I'm truly grateful for your time and your effort in making those tips to share with my audience today. And if any of you have not yet checked out Lewis's channel, The Outbursts, there's going to be a link in the end card and in the description below. Make sure that you head over, and if you enjoy his content, then subscribe to him. I'd love to know from all of you, what are your best tips for making great B-roll shots? Make sure that you answer and leave your comments and your feedback below. Now if you want to make your mark on YouTube, then check out these videos over here. They'll help you grow your channel. And if you're new to this channel, then please consider subscribing. Click my face and you'll do just that. I'll see you in the next video.